So today's video is ultimately important because I'm going to explain to you some things that we haven't understood about facial aging before and that have huge implications for your skincare and procedure routine. And don't worry, I'm going to give you 3 great options today in the form of something you can do at home, and I'll go through a procedure or two as well. I also have a half off, yes, 50% reduction on an at-home device in this video. Details to come. So this applies to natural facial aging, but also for many people, they lose weight, they gain confidence, but then they look in the mirror and suddenly it's like your face belongs to somebody else. The cheeks become hollow, the temples deflated, that says age and bone loss, and that bounce, the bounce in your skin that once held your face up, and that's gone. It's not just your imagination, it's not just aging, although for many of us it is, others it's called Ozempic face. But here's the thing, fat loss also happens, albeit more slowly, from overexercising. What about HIFU, H-I-F-U, similar to Ulthera or Softwave, or facial radio frequency like Thermage, and many devices like lasers and RF microneedling? Maybe because of wrong settings, and here it is, even just from bad luck, meaning no two people respond to a treatment in the same way. Your fat cells may just be more sensitive to that 42 degrees Celsius heating than other people that report great results from those same procedures. So this video today covers all of those things because there's a common denominator that we need to understand here. No matter the reason you're here today, the baby face or the youthful face or that glow from your facial fat, I'll let you know about a new kind of skincare. It's built for modern faces, modern lifestyles, and modern medicine. As a doctor who sees patients weekly in this post-GLP-1 era, think Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Saxenda, and there's many, many more to come, by the way. You see, there are a ton of these coming to the pipeline because they make a ton of money, and as we lose facial fat, clinics make a ton of money from restoring it, so companies are studying these mechanisms. The food industry fattens us, the drug industry deflates us, think money in big pharma and big food. It all plays a role. But there's a downside. I can tell you this is a growing issue. And it's not limited to women in their 50s. It's happening to younger patients, men, athletes, people after getting aggressive skin tightening devices, and more. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Things I learn at all the congresses that I go to that nobody tells you about, that doesn't make it to social media. Patients, they don't just burn fat, they reduce lean mass, including muscle and fat pads in the face. Now, are you ready for this one? There are drugs in the pipeline now that are going to restore muscle that's lost from these Ozempic type drugs. And they'll be blockbusters. A drug to build muscle, and quite possibly muscle in the face. When we lose muscle, you lose volume. You look old. It's that simple. Just understand the win for you at home is that big companies, big pharma, and small companies alike are studying facial fat, which is what they should have studied for a long time because your fat produces your estrogen in your face, which keeps you younger, and other hormones. Your facial fat has mesenchymal stem cells, and of course your facial fat takes up volume along with your muscle, and of course we're studying muscle because you lose muscle with those GLP-1 agonists. So the 3 options for you. Number 1, a cream. 95% choose this one because it's less expensive, there's no needles, no side effects, and you can do it at home no matter the reason for your fat loss. I like Volufiline for my clients. Why? Because it's studied, and it's studied in humans. Yes, not just in the lab, because in the lab, as you know, less than 1% of what we see happens there chemically, in other words, with the chemistry, actually translates into humans. So 99% of what we see in a lab only doesn't apply to actually humans when we test it, or we'd have a cure for everything. You know what I mean here. You can't turn on the news without them telling you a breakthrough in mice or animals that haven't been studied yet in humans. We're going to human trials, they'll say, and then you never hear of it again. But Volufiline was studied in humans. You want what works in humans in real life, and most importantly, in clinical practice. Always ask when you're going to do something, hey, do you practice medicine? Do you see real patients? Do you see the results coming back into your clinic? Or are you basing it off of what? Hearsay, the lab, or marketing? I prefer to see what's happening in clinic, in real life, with real patients. Now, what about that study? Well, they used a 5% Volufiline concentration, and they reported up to some of the patients had 8.4% increase in volume. That's huge if you compare it to what we do with fillers or PRF. 8.4% is a lot. Now, keep in mind this was measured. How? By volumetric analysis. The key here is that it was actually measured with science in humans. Watch my 3D face analysis video if you want to see what that's all about, because we get really cool pictures of the face and we can map them out to see increases in volume, lifting vectors, and also we can measure exactly to the millimeter the facial projection changes. These 3D cameras are unbelievable now. The pictures you're seeing here is the one that I use. It's from Quantificare, and it's a 3D technology camera. Let's go through what I add in my PlasmaRestore Volufiline Cream so you see exactly what I add to it in case you want to mimic it or check your cream to see if you have these ingredients. Before we go on, I've pinned a special for you to the top of the comments in the more info section below this video so you can take advantage of half off of my Plasmazomes MicroNeedling kit with any purchase of PlasmaRestore Volufiline Cream today. 50% off for 50 hours only. This combo works amazingly well because Plasmazomes are pointed, directed signals to your skin to renew and rejuvenate. Plasmazomes come with a DermaRoller. If you've never done it before, I also have a free course. And this kit is half off with your PlasmaRestore Volufiline today. It's only for viewers of this YouTube channel, so you need to follow the link at the top of the comments. I pinned it. It's also in the more info section. Then apply the coupon code I provided. Enjoy, and let's go on in the video to see if you're already on some of these ingredients. It's not just to hydrate, it's not just to glow, but to target the deeper effects of volume loss. So we have to get to the deeper structural changes. Now, in the study, you're going to say, well, did they study Volufiline alone, or was it mixed with procedures or other products? They studied it alone. That's how you want to do a study. You want to look at one variable only, and you want to compare it to potentially a placebo as well. But that's how a study should be done. But of course, in real life, we want to add collagen building blocks to it so we get the ultimate cream for you, and you're using the ultimate combination of products. Again, what we see in clinical practice. In other words, you want to supercharge it. So check your products after this video to see if you're on it. Now, the Volufiline, I already told you, you want to look for a 5% concentration. Now, that's a patented ingredient. It's made from a botanical root extract, and it stimulates lipid storage in your fat cells, meaning it visibly restores volume to areas that have become hollow. And again, this is all topicals, no needles, no hormones, non-invasively. Think of it as fat padding your face, gently, naturally, and safely. Next, I add for my clients THD ascorbate. This isn't just another vitamin C serum. First, why would I even add vitamin C to your formula here? Well, you need it to build collagen. And more importantly yet, it's not plentiful in our food anymore. Just like collagen isn't plentiful in our grass-fed beef, I did a complete video on that, vitamin C is not in your orange to the extent it was before. This vitamin C I use is tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. A mouthful, right? But it's a fat-soluble version. You heard me right, fat-soluble. We have that technology now. It's why you can actually use this vitamin C with a retinol. We'll talk about it in a second. But you see, your vitamin C cream is likely water-soluble right now. Check it, L-ascorbate acid. That is water-soluble. We want not that. You want to have fat-soluble and stable, because typical L-ascorbic acid, it's not stable enough to be used effectively in skincare. But I think most importantly, even if you can get fresh L-ascorbic acid, this THD ascorbate, it goes where most products can't, deep into the dermis, and that's where collagen is actually made. And I use it at clinically relevant concentrations, not a marketing sprinkle. It stimulates collagen, brightens the skin, and it protects against oxidative stress, especially important during when? Weight loss, when skin can be more vulnerable. What else makes it more vulnerable? When you're getting sun or UV exposure. That's when you want to be, especially on a THD ascorbate. I call it the architect of your collagen matrix. You can't build your face without it. So check your creams at the end of this video. Companies are actually starting to catch on to this one, so you may already be on it anyway. It's quite possible you have it. Next, you'll want to look for an iAd retinol palmitate. Yes, it does sound like retinol, but it's retinol palmitate. We know through science that retinols, they support and build your collagen. So we want that. But this is a gentler form of a retinoid that supports new cell formation. It doesn't irritate, and it works alongside the vitamin C, the THD ascorbate that's fat soluble, to gradually firm and renew skin texture over time. Here's the mistake I see many of my clients make. This is one you need to know about because it's quite possible you're doing this. They go straight to something like tretinoin or they want to think, oh, I want the strongest, right? Well, tretinoin is the most potent form of vitamin A. It's strong, but that strength comes with a price, and it's called irritation. And inflammation from irritation can actually lead to, are you ready? More fat loss, the exact opposite of what you want. Not so with retinol palmitate. Think gentle, think gradual, think non-inflammatory. Thus, you can use it around where? Where do you want to use it? The three most common areas that people, they struggle with and they want anti-aging. Around the under eye, that's their number one. Around the lip area, vertical lip lines. Some people put it at that vermilion border of the lip. That's a great place for it. And guess what? The neck. Those are three areas that aren't like your regular cheek skin, let's say. They don't have as much oil production, they're sensitive, and they're more prone to fat loss from this mistake. So if you're seeing hollowing under eyes, vertical lip lines, or neck crepiness, it might not be from what you're not taking, but what you are taking and using it wrong. But that's why I use retinol palmitate. But there's more, because we talk a lot about squalane on this channel as an instant wrinkle reducing emollient. You can get it as a standalone product. PlasmaRestore Volufiline goes a step further with a hydration complex. So I formulated it with 3 phospholipids, squalane, and hyaluronic acid. Those ingredients mimic your skin's lipid barrier, and they pull water into the deeper layers. So that pillowy feeling that my clients get after applying the Volufiline, especially in our testing studies, well, it wasn't filler, of course. It was the skin restoring its own bounce, that snapback, the elasticity. And of course, I added silica. Again, it's needed for collagen formation, but more importantly, it helps activate the enzymes needed to rebuild your collagen network. And here it is. Keep hydration locked in from that hydration complex, which is key from anyone whose skin has thinned. How? Well, estrogen loss thins the skin, medications, devices that you might be using, time, just natural aging, and genetics. I have whole videos on skin thinning. I think they're worthwhile watching because the thicker skin, of course, looks younger. So that's the cream solution, but let's go to number 2 and 3. Now definitely like and subscribe if I'm giving you value with these free videos. It helps me bring you more information for your skincare journey inexpensively and at home based on science. And the best part, it's free for you to just click the like and hit the subscribe button, but it helps me out a ton. Now, some people don't want injections, but if they're going to get them, they want the most natural ones. There's only one all-natural injection for facial rejuvenation that's going to help your fat pads. It's called PRF, or platelet-rich fibrin, also known as PlasmaFill. You get a blood draw, you spin down the blood, and you extract your own growth factors, mesenchymal stem cells, and your own exosomes, and your own PDGF. Because many people are injecting just a single growth factor, and that makes no sense because your body has 40. So it's a 100% natural way to get all these from your own blood, and the spin is only a 5-minute spin. It's very quick. Then you're going to have your own body's mesenchymal stem cells, exosomes, and the complete milieu of healing, of wound healing factors we call the secretome. Something you're going to see a lot more of because no one really realizes this now, but it's something I'm focusing on in my studies. So stay away from single growth factor injections and go for the whole gamut with your own body. It's 100% natural. Now, there's also something called Sculptra number 3. It's synthetic, but it comes from plants originally. And I get this in my face. The company has spent millions of dollars looking at gene expression studies on exactly what we're talking about here today, which is the GLP-1 agonists, think Ozempic and so on that I talked about, face fat loss, and how to reverse it. They're also studying faces where you combine Sculptra with a hyaluronic acid filler and much more so that we can learn better about the fat pads, not just applying to Sculptra, but a lot of the studies apply to much of the treatments, the skincare products, and the dietary changes we make to help restore facial volume. So we owe a lot to them for doing the pioneering work as a big pharma company. But of course, I bring everything to you here before people talk about it, so you're in the know. We put Sculptra in most areas of the face. I use it in the temples, very rarely the forehead. We don't use it in the frown, don't use it in the lips, very rarely in the neck, but it's very great for the jawline, for the loose skin around the edge of the mouth, in the preauricular area where you get that Ozempic or buccal fat pad reduction surgery hollow here. We can fill that to restore that. The cheeks are amazing. It gives glow. It does thicken the dermis, and it's studied and proven, biopsy studies, to build collagen and elastin. Very rare. Fillers don't do that. Sculptra does. So I do like Sculptra injections, and I personally get them myself. I have many videos on them. You're going to have questions on this. You can ask those questions below, but you're now going to want to watch this video all about an all-natural way you can do at home to sculpt your face, to keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.